What is up, everybody? This is Famous. Welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. If you are in the game, you are aware that the first rotation of the legendary beast is upon us. If you are in the Americas, you are going to be seeing Entei for the first time. And we're going to go ahead and talk about a quick little catch guide for Entei. Since Raikou was here first, we actually have a little bit of an update, which is incredible to have from Raikou to Entei. I have updated my style a little bit, which has proven to be more effective than it was previously, and we'll go ahead and talk through all of that. But anyways, let's go ahead and roll the footage, and we'll talk about it as always. Very excited to get Entei. Entei is easily one of my favorite of the legendary beasts, and I guess we can go ahead and get into some tips. So I want to go ahead and point something out to you. Notice that it's not a 1900. If it is not a 1900 or higher for Entei, I personally don't use Goldenraz until maybe like the last two. That's just my own personal preference, and I actually have over 100 golden raspberries because of this. So if I want a specific Pokemon and for sure want to catch it, I'll actually have the golden raspberries to be able to do that. So I would totally recommend you to do that. But as always, we are going to time the circle down, let it go, and then I personally throw it from the left corner. But we do have a little bit of an update as far as actually throwing the ball. So as you know, during the middle of a taunt, that's going to be when you actually want to release the ball and then, let the ball curve into the zone that we need. But I want to talk a little bit about where to aim. That is actually going to be the update that we're adding to the strategy. Previously, it was as simple as you time it down and then you throw it from, wherever you normally throw it, and then you just simply hit it in there and it's no big deal. But there has been some evidence to back up the claim that this is in fact the dead zone if you're throwing it from the left side, and then if you're throwing it from the right side, depending on the way you spin it, it's going to be the bottom left side. So what do both of these have in common? Well, they're both on the bottom. So what I have personally done is I always go for greats because I know I can hit them 100% of the time and not get put into that dead curveball zone. You want to get credit for a curveball if you're doing it, because that adds on an extra 10%, and that can add up big time over a longer period of time on how many of these legendary Pokemon you are able to catch. So as always, you just time it down, and when you throw it, I try to aim high or at least to the left side so I don't hit in that dead zone. I would totally recommend everyone to do the same, and just remember that you don't have to use golden raspberries to actually catch these. I understand you want to do it maybe on your first one just so you can, get one. I get that it's exciting and everything, but just make sure that it is a high IV Pokemon. If you're using all of your resources on a small one, and then all of a sudden you have that realization, oh my gosh, wait, we still have another month of this, and it ends up being the smallest one that you catch the entire time, you're gonna feel like you wasted those resources. So that's just my own personal tip. I want to help everyone out with as much as I can. So this was actually the first Entei raid that I got to do. Very excited about it. But like I said, continue to use that raspberry, and then if I do make it down to the final 2 or 3, that's when I'll switch over to golden raz. As long as I'm using as much as I'm gaining from the raid, that's kind of a general rule. You pick up 3 golden raz, just use 3 golden raz on it, and you'll maintain it. So I think that this was actually the one that we caught it on. Once again, hitting it with another great curveball. That is personally my preference. I can go for excellence, but remember, you run into the risk of losing the curve, which is not good. So did get the first day streak on it, which is nice. And then see the curveball did get registered, which is cool. There it is, the Pokédex entry. I want to see all of you being able to do this. Hopefully this guide will actually help you. And if you're curious about like the move sets and all of that you actually want to have for Entei, I'll go ahead and pull up a quick little picture of it. And so Fire Spin and Overheat is going to be the ideal move set that you want to have. And you saw it here, and 1887 is an 84%. That's the lowest that you can get for the top tier. I'm on Team Mystic, so it's called a Wonder, but I know it's different for all the other teams. So this just goes to show, like, you really don't need to use Golden Raz. They're not necessarily worth it. I know the candy is great, but over time, you're going to do a ton of these. So I would say take your time, try to use your resources sparingly, and you'll be able to catch plenty of Enteis. And if you're patient, I can guarantee that your catch rate is definitely going to go up. But anyways, I hope you did enjoy this episode. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like, put something in the comments, let me know that it helped. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those as well. We want to get this video out to as many people as possible so we can help out as many trainers. But anyways, like I said, I hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you next time.